Okay, YouTube family, I have my older sister here, and I'm going to ask her some questions about her life. The first question is, how was it losing your dad at a very young age?
So, from stories that was told from my dad's sisters, my dad had me all the time. From my understanding, he didn't even want no one looking at me. He was that overprotective of me. I was maybe 5 or 6 years old when he was murdered. But up until that point, he always had me. When my mom was at work, I was always with him, from my understanding. This particular day that he was murdered, I was not with him. And they always tell me that I'm meant to be here because I always was with my dad, and that particular day I was not with him. So you just never know what could have happened to me if I was with him when he was murdered. So everything I've gone through in life, no matter how it made me feel, as far as feeling like I can't go on or feeling hurt or disappointed, I always look back to that moment where maybe I wouldn't be here to this day if I had been with my dad when he was murdered. So that kind of made me look at things in a positive sense more so than negative when I get discouraged. So I said that to say, if your dad is in your life, appreciate your dad, just parents in general, because you only get one.
Okay, YouTube family, we are back. Losing your dad at a young age. Fast forward to the dating world. How did that affect you?
So I believe that affected me a lot with my dating history, to be honest. So in high school, I did have a high school love, if that's what you want to call it. I was with him for 6 years, all through high school and 2 years after high school. We were together, but there was cheating on his behalf, where a couple of babies was made in the relationship. And well, when he had the first child, we broke up, and then I took him back, which is something that I noticed a lot of women do. Speaking for myself, that's what I did. And then he turned around and did it again, got somebody pregnant. So that was the end of that relationship. Then I met my kid's father. I have 2 girls. I met my kid's father, and we was together for 13 years, never married. A lot of going back and forth with cheating on his behalf. In my relationships, I always was the faithful one. So that was 2 failed relationships. Then my ex-husband, we went to high school together. We met, of course, once we were out of school at our 20th class reunion. We started talking, dating, eventually got married, was together 13 years and married 9, almost 10 years before the divorce was final. And that relationship ended because of cheating. He won't admit it. Well, he didn't admit it, but that's what it was. Because as soon as our divorce was final, he proposed to the girl who he was cheating with. So there you have that. So I said all of that to say I believe because I didn't have my dad, I was looking for love in all the wrong places. I dealt with a lot in my relationship because I didn't have a father figure. My mom, she never remarried after my dad died. She had friends or whatever, but she never remarried. And I don't know what the future holds for me as far as marriage goes, but I do know that I'm holding on to a lot of resentment from my marriage because one, I was blindsided, two, I was disrespected, and three, I lost myself in my marriage. I gave up what I loved and liked doing for my husband, or ex-husband I should say. And I'll tell you, do not, in whatever relationship you're in, do not lose yourself. That's most important. Do not lose yourself in these relationships because it's not worth it. Love you first and love your partner second. Whereas for me, I gave my all to my marriage. I gave my all to him. I changed my way of thinking, my lifestyle for him. And then he turned around and did what he did to me. So I do feel not having my father in my life growing up has a lot to do with my failed relationships.
Okay, YouTube family, I'm back with my older sister. And I'm going to ask her a question far as what advice would she give the young ladies, young men this day that we're living in? What tips and advice that she can give that can help this new generation bypass all this drama that we seeing on social media?
Well, okay, so I work at a K through 12 charter school. So I'm the sponsor of Class of 2026. I also sponsor the Young Ladies Club and the Fashion Club. So I do a lot of mentoring. And what I tell my students, don't rush to grow up. If I could go back and do it all over again, I'll do it in a heartbeat. Like when they come in there with their little attitude, or they don't want to listen to what nobody have to tell them, I tell them quick, you want to switch places? Because you can gladly come walk in these shoes. Trust me, you will throw them back at me once you walked in them a little bit. This real world is no joke. And I'm talking to you, the young kids, the teenagers, even if you in your 20s or 30s or 40s, because I'm 50 plus. This world out here will chew you up and spit you out. So I'm telling you, don't rush trying to be an adult. Enjoy your childhood. Enjoy your teenage years. Enjoy it. Cherish it. Because once you turn 18, you can't get them years back. It's gonna fly by before you know it.
Okay, we are back. I want my sister to elaborate far as back to the social media, how the young kids are learning how to use it for negative instead of the positive.
So with the social media thing, so back in my time, we didn't have no social media. And that was the best time ever. Nowadays with this social media, it's just so much drama with who following who, or who unfollowed me, or all this false lifestyles that's not even true. As you can see, we just simple people, but we good. We don't have no lavish lifestyle. We're good. And it's okay if you don't have all of those glam things, or Louis Vuitton and money and Gucci and this. Trust me, it's okay to have it. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if you don't, it's okay to carry a Coach bag or just a regular handbag from Walmart or whatever the case may be. It's nothing wrong with that. But social media makes these kids feel like that it's a problem if you don't have these things, or if your house don't look like this, or you're not driving this type of car. Don't let social media blindside you, because it's nothing but just false hope for these young people with this internet stuff. So just remember, you can use the internet for good, for positive research, for how to go on a job interview, how to fill out a job application, questions that they ask when you go on an interview. These are things that you can use the internet for. If you're in college, to do research, to look up different topics on papers you may have to write. It's good in the internet if you just utilize it in a positive manner rather than the negative part of it. So don't let social media brainwash you, because trust me, you can make it with the internet in a positive way if you just utilize it differently. Don't worry about who unfollowing you. Don't worry about who following you. Life still goes on.